Hi there, and welcome to Worldwide Cannabis News and Entertainment. And today I'm going to show you how I'm making 4-berry lattice pie. Alright, so the first thing you have to preheat your oven for 425 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to make sure the oven just preheated. So you're going to take 9-inch pie pan with holes. Then you want to spray it with nonstick cooking spray. I'm just going to spray that right now. We gotta make sure the pie doesn't stick from the pan. And I can see the oven just preheated. They'll be ready for it. You're going to take a store-bought pie crust. Any brand name you're going to need for it, you're going to have 2 counts. So I just already thawed real quick from the freezer. And here's what I'm choosing for the big house creations. To make a 4-berry filling in a large bowl, I already put in 1 cup of fresh strawberries that I just already cut in half. I also put in 1 cup of fresh blueberries. I also put 6 ounces of fresh blackberries and 6 ounces of fresh raspberries. Then I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm also going to put 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar to help the berries from over-rotting. I'm just going to toss that real quick. Now I just put it in here for 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. Then I'm going to mix with 2 tablespoons of corn starch. I want to make sure to thicken up with the juices. I'm just give this to a whisk to stir the corn starch into the sugar. Alright, just put it right into those berries has been with lemon and the vinegar. Let's just keep tossing around to coat. You can see how color of the berries just already came out here. And I also gotta tell you about this one for the egg wash. I just beat in 1 egg with a tablespoon of water. We're going to put it on the top of the crust. We're going to leave this to the side for a moment. Right ahead. Alright, you want to take one of the pie crust has been after thaw. You just want to unroll it, just open up, making sure to put it evenly overlap it on the pie pan has been prepared. After I just spray it with non-stick cooking spray. And make sure to overlap it just like that. Now also you're going to pour the berries filling has been already tossed it into the first of the pie crust has been already after it's overlap. You gotta make sure to spread the berries evenly. Alright, this is perfect. Heavily spread. Right, I'm just going to set those pie filling just a moment ahead while going to make it for a lattice. Alright, now you want to take the other pie crust. You want to cut it in any strips you want. It depends how much strips. I'm going to use it with the bigger with the Chinese chips knife because it cuts linely very easily. I just count for about like 13 strips like this one. So you could easily cut it wherever you measure to do that for it. You can use it with your a pastry wheels or a pizza wheel if you can. I just already placed the pie onto the cookie sheet lined with parchment paper because that way it prevents for spilling. Now once you do that, after you just cut it into any strips you want for it, then we're going to make a lattice. Now before you're going to rub it for your edge of the pie crust, you got to make a lattice. So this is where it takes some practice. If you have an extra pie crust, you can save one for later. They have so many of those. I'm going to make a lattice. Just going to open up those one of the lattice. Right, after you're done making the lattice, then you want to stick it with your finger, dip it with hot water. That way pie crust will be easy to seal. And you can evenly trim off the excess pie crust if you can, using with your pair of scissors, or you can also use a knife as well. I just already trimmed off the excess pie crust off the edges. Now what I like to do, I decide I can make a flute, or you can also use it with your fork. Alright, I just already fluted that on the edge of the pie crust. Then you want to take your egg wash, you're going to brush it right on top, you can use it with the pastry brush. Now I like to sprinkle with a tablespoon of remaining granulated sugar right on top. Just you want to get this to crystallize. I usually put a lattice that allows the steam to escape for, I think that is about almost getting right through. You can also rub it with your finger, you got it only excess sugar. Once you sprinkle on, you're going to put this in the oven for 45 to 50 minutes until the berries is nice and bubbly texture and the crust will be nice and golden brown. I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. If I have something for leftover scraps of the pie crust, what I like to do, I decide I can decorate with those Christmas balls and some stars that I'm going to be using for the star cookie cutter that usually looks like this one. I'm just going to put this separately onto the cookie sheet. Now I just use it onto the cookie sheet lined with parchment paper that I just bake it separately. That I already brush it with egg wash that have any leftover pie crust. I'm going to sprinkle more of the granulated sugar that has to be for the, just we did the same as the pie. I'm just going to make sure to put this second batch in the oven for 15 or 20 minutes or so on. I'm going to see how that goes with. Alright then, after it took for 45 to 50 minutes in the oven, I just took out. As you may can see, those berries filling just bubbles up onto the cookie sheet. Might be got spillage. Can you see the spillage right over here? That's where all the spillage right everywhere. And the other one got almost burnt with the ribbons and stars. I think I'm going to do that instead of 15 minutes. I'm going to do it for 10 minutes for so on. I already let them cool on wire rack just to give it a couple of times for that. I just add with the Christmas balls and stars right on top of the lattice pies that will give us something for presentations. You probably should maybe get burnt over here, even the stars too with the balls, but don't judge me, alright? Just want me to nail it. And here you go. Here's the finished 4-berry lattice pie. If you're interested for more recipes, let me know in the comments below. We'll always, before sharing, subscribe to my channel, click the bell to see all notifications about new videos and the latest video. As always, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for A1. As mercy please for it. Enjoy. By the way, you got to slice the pies and you got to scoop it with some vanilla ice cream too. 4-berry lattice pie.